Hello and welcome to Dunstan Kiwi Bred. I'm Aidan Rodley and I'll be taking you inside some of New Zealand's most important bloodstock businesses as we seek to share what and who drives our country's finest stud farms. This week we put the spotlight on Cambridge breeder Alan Haywood. Emily Murphy profiles private veterinarian Chris Phillips and we highlight the pedigree of Group 1 star Soriano. But first we're here at Matamata's Waikato Stud, a stud which has enjoyed another incredibly successful season just gone. Its stallions claiming a third sweep of all 3 sire titles at the New Zealand Thoroughbred Racing Awards last month. As Sacred Falls kicks off his first season at stud, we look into the synchronicity of 2 sons following in the footsteps of their famous dads. In every respect, O'Reilly was a champion. He created a legacy at Waikato Stud that will never be forgotten. He was on the farm when the Chittick family arrived in 1993 and took a central role in founding a dynasty that has become one of the most potent forces New Zealand stud farming has seen.
He was a foal when we came onto Waikato Stud, and we raced him and stood him at stud, and with the success that he's had. When we bought this property, we bought 430 acres and now we're operating on 15 or 1600 acres, and just as an example there, we can really thank him for a lot of that.
O'Reilly retired from the racetrack as an unbeaten Group 1 winner in New Zealand, but it was in the next phase of his career that he really stamped his mark, producing a swift flow of stakes performers that has gone on to number 16 individual Group 1 winners, his results third only to Sir Tristram and Zabeel in New Zealand. When he died in 2014, New Zealand racing mourned the loss of one of its most influential thoroughbreds, and Waikato Stud farewelled a horse that had a profound impact on their lives, a stallion that had endeared himself to all as a true character and showman.
He was a really cool horse to deal with. He had a great temperament. He'd never step a foot wrong, but he had great character. As soon as a camera came out, he used to really sort of get on his hind legs and put on a performance. He really did have a lot of character. He was a great horse just to be with.
It was never a given, but always a high probability that Waikato Stud would stand a son of O'Reilly. So why not his best son?
Getting hold of any of these stallions can be difficult. And obviously with the money that's commanded for them now is difficult, but we always wanted to carry on his legacy, and obviously we do a lot of homework and there's specific horses we want to stand, and he has a special place in our heart.
The Chitticks had bred Sacred Falls from the Reduced Choice mare Iguasu's Girl, selling the colt for $160,000 at Karaka, knocked down to Auckland bloodstock agent Guy Mulcaster on behalf of Dato Yap Kim Sands Raffles Racing.
He goes at $160,000. Cute.
Obviously we've become very good friends with Dato and with Bruce Sherwin and Raffles Racing, etc. Those guys full stop are doing a massive job for our industry, and they're having great results, and I think that they're so valuable for the New Zealand industry.
Under the management of Bruce Sherwin and guidance of Cambridge trainer Tony Pike, Sacred Falls followed a stunning win in the Group 2 Hawke's Bay Guineas, with Group 1 success in the 2000 Guineas at Riccarton, emulating his sire as an unbeaten Group 1 winner in New Zealand.
Sacred Falls just in front, Oasis Rose is brave, Warhorse kicking the inside, Sacred Falls just in front, and it's the Super 6 for Sacred Falls.
When he sat down and really let go with his massive turn of foot, he just used to lower and just take off. So beautiful economical galloper, and he used to love it. He knew that when he'd get to the front he'd prick his ears, and he just loved it. When he won as a 2-year-old, and then, as I say, when he went to Taupo and then Hawke's Bay, I just mentioned that it'd be nice to Dato, and I suppose we were fortunate he let us in for that first 25%, and that was when he was between New Zealand and Australia basically. And I suppose there's no secrets about it. We paid more than what he was worth at that stage for the 25%, but he had huge potential in front of him, and then it's gone from there, and the rest is sort of history with what happened in Australia.
Transferred to Sydney's Chris Waller, Sacred Falls triumphed in 2 Doncaster handicaps, and by the time he added a George Main Stakes to his Group 1 resume, The Chittocks had secured a 50% shareholding in the stallion.
Now Sacred Falls has seen the gap, and Sacred Falls sprinted through with 100 metres to go. Purton saw the gap, sent him through it, and Sacred Falls raced away. Another second for Royal Descent. Laserhawk is third.
In between the last 2 seasons that we purchased another 25%, and that was at more than the first 25%, I can tell you. Then between us all, we made the decision to race on, and he picked up that very, very valuable win in the George Main Stakes, where he just annihilated them, and once again had a bit of work to get out and do it, so it was worth carrying on for that next year. But we've developed a great relationship with those guys, with Dardo and his family, and Raffles, and as I say, I think they're invaluable for certainly for New Zealand, and it's been a good relationship, and now he starts his next chapter, and it's great that Dardo's got a farm, got nice mares, and going to be supporting the horse.
Sacred Falls was already groomed for a stud career at Waikato before the death of O'Reilly, but instead of standing alongside his illustrious father, he has now symbolically taken up residence in his own sire's old box.
Well, when he arrived on the float the morning that he came back, it was pretty cool. As the truck came in, you sort of think, and comparing it in sort of human terms, here's a young fella that was born on the farm here. He's gone off. He's been a superior athlete, and that's what we breed them for. And now he's coming back for his next part of his life, and that's an achievement in itself, to be able to breed a stallion on the farm that's standing anywhere, but let alone coming back to the farm. And it was only just a few months beforehand that O'Reilly's box had been vacated, and there's no two ways about it. The last couple of years we've had some difficulties, and he gave us some massive highlights through those couple of years. The first Doncaster we watched in the Waikato Hospital and with Lisa, and the second one in LA and UCLA Hospital. So when you think of those highlights, and we took him off the float and walked him into O'Reilly's box, and funny sort of a feeling, but it's been vacated, so it was pretty cool. And we put the other boys out and let him settle a bit, and then put him into his paddock, and I just remember sort of looking over the fence and thinking, this is a pretty cool feeling, for a bloke that had been bred here, done what he's done, gone and proved himself, and coming back here.
Just like his own sire, Sacred Falls retired to Waikato Stud as a multiple Group 1 winner who was unbeaten in New Zealand. He'll stand this season for a service fee of $30,000 plus GST. Now Mark Chittock would love nothing more than for Sacred Falls to emulate O'Reilly's success at Stud.
O'Reilly gave us massive opportunities, and as you say, now Sacred Falls comes along with the same sort of bloodlines, etc. And I suppose you did right. Gary's giving me massive opportunities, and it's up to Sacred Falls and myself to take it to the next step.